We're going to start our conversation about gender with a bunch of questions. So, the baby in the upper left hand corner with the cute striped background, boy or girl? The baby in the middle with the yellow background, boy or girl? What about the upper right or the lower left? Or the baby with the two front teeth coming in down in the middle? Or the baby over on the lower right with those cheeks? Are those cheeks not too cute? Like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. If you're sitting here going, I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know either. I Googled gender neutral baby faces and picked really cute babies. The point of asking this is to start to get you to think maybe like, okay, so at what age does it start to matter? Does it start to matter when a baby is, 6, 7 months old? Is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? When do they start to realize? Is it preschool and kindergarten where they like learn about gender and, what the labels are going to mean outside of their home? And then the other thing I want to bring your attention to is the question at the top is kind of problematic. What might be a more like humanizing way of asking that question? Is it a boy or girl? The word it is an object. And sometimes when we remove gender, pay attention. Sometimes we remove humanity. And so a different way of asking would be to say, are they a boy or a girl? Okay. So in sociology, we look at things from a socially constructed manner, and that includes biological sex. So, one of the sociological definitions of biological sex is the application of socially agreed upon biological criteria. Bodies exist and they have labels based upon these chromosomes and these body parts, it gets labeled. And those labels are socially agreed upon. And so it's really interesting in this world. I was an undergraduate, I was a returning student. So I was a little bit older, even getting my bachelor's degree. I was in my very early 30s, but it was already like 17, 18 years ago. And so when I was taking introduction to sociology and then race, class, and gender and things like that, when you started to learn the difference between biological sex and gender in the world that it was like, oh my goodness, I hadn't thought of it this way. Oh, that's true. I would say that in the times we are living in now, this is a far more common knowledge experience than it was then, which has been really, really, really heartening to see. But to think through the fact that biological sex are labels in sociology, we say that they're basically labels that we put on bodies. And then let's start to talk about what a definition of gender is like. Now, there's different gender theories, and I'm a geek and have a favorite one. So that's the one I'm sharing with you. I'm lucky enough, I get to teach sociology of gender, which I adore. And so I get to say sentences like, well, my favorite gender theory. My favorite gender theory is by Weston Zimmerman. It comes in 4 parts. The first 3 are short, and the last little one is just a tiny bit longer. But let's start to talk about it. So, Weston Zimmerman are saying that gender is a routine and it's methodical. Let's talk about that for a second. I get up every morning. I am not a morning person. It pains me greatly. But I mean, I'm trying to always get up like 7 o'clock ish because I don't know, adulthood or something. And I exercise every morning. Maybe not immediately when I get up, but every morning, totally exercise. I don't know why, but for some reason, after like 10 years, I think I like it. So I have naturally curly hair. And so between sleeping and I flail when I sleep and then exercising, I cannot walk out of the house. I'm not even like a person who cares that much about how I look, but there's no way. I gotta like my hair has to be wet and start over again. There's just I it's like something. And with naturally curly hair, you're supposed to like not use a ton of shampoo or you're supposed to like use low poo, right? Which is like it doesn't have as much, I don't know. It doesn't like foam up as much. It's not very satisfying. Um, or like wash your hair every few days, and that's fine, whatever. But like the fact that I've tried to learn so much about curly hair, and you're like, why are you going on and on about this, lady? It's an example of how methodical we are. I don't wear makeup, but I do fill in my eyebrows, and my eyebrows are getting increasingly gray. So, like, am I going to have to go get a gray eyebrow pencil? This is methodical. Like, we don't realize that we put the thought that we do because it's just life and we're living it. But like when you step back, you do the same things over and over again, whether it's, oh my gosh, my curly hair looks ridiculous. I've got to, get it wet and then put a little bit of mousse in it and then let it air dry. Like that's why the reason I'm sharing this is because we all have these gendered performance things that we're doing over and over routine and we're thinking about methodical. And then we accomplish femininity or masculinity or some aspect of our non-binary gender expansive, like our performance, right? And we, like, people in my case, because I am female bodied and I identify as feminine, they buy it, right? They see me and they see somebody who is feminine. And so you accomplish your gender every single day. And then lastly, we've talked about norms already, following unwritten rules. You're following and living your life, whether it's your communication skills, the expectations placed on you, the stereotypes that we have in society that some of us, feel like we need to adhere to or not. But you're managing your behavior in relation to what society expects of somebody of your gender identity. And so hopefully you're thinking about the ways that you create your gender performance, the things that you do repeatedly, the ways that you follow the unwritten rules, and how so much of this is socially constructed, because that's a huge part of our study is always in sociology, is looking at the way that society is creating and managing the world around us.